Hey everyone, what's up? And welcome to, my monthly opinions for April 2016. Yeah, I haven't done a monthly opinion since what? Last year? January mostly, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, it's been quite a while because Archie Comics, I guess, is finally getting their act together and getting their issues out the way they should be presented. Excuse me. Anyway, as usual, my monthly opinions, I'm giving you my thoughts on some of the things upcoming for the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book, as well as other things Sonic related. Now, as far as the comic book goes, as I mentioned in my review, and again, I do apologize for that being about 2 to 3 parts, um, but as I mentioned in my review, I like the fact that these next few stories, if not these next few issues, with the exception of maybe uh, the main story being split into 2 parts for issue 81, 281 and 282. um, I like the fact that they're kind of more lighthearted, kind of more of a calm before the storm kind of atmosphere, because if you read the synopsis for 284 and mostly 285, then you kind of know that the storm has hit, and now it's a do or die, or basically a do or don't kind of scenario upcoming in those issues. So I I like the fact that we're getting more of a calm before the storm kind of thing, because story wise, you want to catch the characters off guard. You want the good guys to think everything's good, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden you want to hit them with the biggest blow they wouldn't expect coming. So, excuse me. So, like I said, I like that, and I like the fact that I like the fact that Ian Flynn and the other writers are going in that direction, going into the finale, the Panic in the Sky finale. Um, so anyway, I like that. Um, as far as the excuse me, as far as the way the issues are being released, I mean, right now it seems that 280 just got released digitally, and I'm pretty sure physically in some areas. So that's probably on the verge of being released, distributed to the subscribers and stuff in the near future. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that physically, even though I just read it and reviewed it. So I like that. I mean, I like the fact that we're getting back on track. The schedule-wise, as far as the issues are concerned, you're getting 280 around. It seems late April, early May. You get 281 around late May, early June. You know, uh, what did I say? Oh no, I said you're getting 281. You're getting 280 around late April, early May. 281 around late May, early June. 282 around late June, early July, and then you start getting into the Panic in the Sky stuff around September, because late July, early August is when you're going to get 283, I believe, and then late August, early September is when it really starts. The storm really starts to come to be, and um, I like the fact, and I like that we're finally getting to to that point, because, like I said, late April, early May, you're getting 280. Um, Late May, early June, you're getting 81. Uh, late late June, early July, you're getting 82. Late July, early August, you're getting 283. And then late August, early September, 284, late September, early October 285, late October, early November 286, and then late November, early December 287. And it makes me curious. It does raise a question, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you have a similar question in a sense, and that is, did Archie Comics plan this? You know, excuse me. I know that's a question a lot of people have. You know, did Archie Comics plan it like this? Did they plan this? Did they have legit printing problems? I'm not denying that they didn't, but did Archie Comics plan it like this? Like, did they have it planned out that they wanted the story to go to December so that at least it lasts for as long as it did? I'm not entirely sure. I can't really say. But if that is the case, I will say this to Archie Comics. You could have let us know. You could have let us know that you were going to take a hiatus when you took a hiatus with Mega Man, that you were going to take a hiatus with the Sonic books so that you could build that intrigue going in to Panic in the Sky, so that it would be a story that would last up until the end of 2016. Now, again, I'm not saying that's what they had. Again, I'm not saying they purposely had this planned out. I'm not saying they didn't have any printing issues with the printer, and especially when they moved the offices and all that. You know, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they didn't have any issues or problems with the, various winter storms and stuff that they had out there too. I'm not denying that. But what I am saying is just that when one thinks about it, it just feels kind of ironic that we're ending this story arc that has gone on since about 252 exactly, if you want to look at it. About 252, yeah, 252 exactly, when the soft retcon and reboot started, to basically 287. That's literally going to be, when one thinks about it, not 50, but 35 issues of the story, 35 issues. And had things gone the way they originally were supposed to, I would assume that they would have had it done before then, before December. I mean, when one thinks about it, 279 was supposed to be in December. 279 was supposed to be, I think, November. 280 around December. 281 in January. 282 in February. 283 this month. And then 284 in May. And it was supposed to go from May, June, July, August. It was supposed to be a summer deal. But again, I don't know, what to really believe. I mean, I'm not denying they didn't have any printing problems that delayed the inevitable. Because I know they got more comic book titles than just Sonic that they have to worry about, or they have to focus on. So again, I'm not saying that. But what kind of catches me a little bit is they were able to publish and release their digest comics into the markets, into retailers, into supermarkets, but yet we didn't have no Sonic stuff. We didn't have anything else. So again, I'm not saying that they didn't have any printing problems. They didn't have any problems occur because of the move into a new office, a new building. I'm not saying they didn't have any problems because of the various winter storms, the seasonal storms they had. I'm not saying that. But again, what I'm saying is I kind of find it sort of ironic that this is now all of a sudden ending at the end of this year almost. Like the last month of this year is when it's going to end And the later part of December is when a whole new chapter going into 217 is going to begin. So, again, it's just my opinion. I just find it kind of ironic. Now, I did like I said, when I talked about, when I reviewed 280, I did like how we kind of saw a little bit of a background on a lot of the characters. We got to see the characters develop a little bit more, even if it was through flashbacks thanks to Chip. I mean, seeing, someone like Bunny Rabbit playing a guitar, and it looks like she's singing in this flashback while Chip's on the harmonica, it kind of makes you think maybe there's something there that hopefully when this Shattered World Crisis, Panic in the Sky finale saga is over, that maybe Ian Flynn might explore as a side story in the main comic, maybe even explore as a main story in Sonic Universe, because I think a lot of fans are going to be like, hey, Bunny's a southern girl, she's a country girl, she's a cowgirl, if you know what I get, if you catch my drift. Maybe she's good at singing country. Maybe they can play on that. And I would like to see that. I think we all would. I like that. I like those interactions that we got there. And I think when you look at each and every one of them from that panel, I think those could be done perfectly as backup stories in the comic after, like I said, the whole Panic in the Sky, Shattered World Crisis deal is over with at the end of the year. I think they could really build upon that in future issues going into next year. As far as what they're doing with Sonic Universe, just like with the main comic, Sonic Scan-F did put up the Universe issue, the first part of Eggman's Dozen, and I'll say it looks okay. It looks decent for a beginning issue, sort of a setup for the rest of the arc. And I like the fact that they're going to use it to introduce a lot of other egg bosses, but you could definitely see that there's a diversity in the egg bosses, like Clove, Nepheseus. You got that Cobra Snake, if you will. You got certain egg bosses that you could see here that definitely differ from the other egg bosses. Like, in a sense, you have your own little civil war right there, and you just don't know it. You have some egg bosses that don't care for Eggman, that don't want to be around Eggman. That's already been established for characters like Clove and Nepheseus, and I think even, and now I think we're getting it with that Cobra egg boss and all that. You kind of see that situation. Now, I like the fact they're bringing Conquering Storm back, but it looks like they're making her more like a character that's willing to assassinate. Because it's like as soon as Eggman's telling her, hey, I need you here to kick some butt. Be at this, be here. You got a mission. Come to Egg Base. To kick some butt. Hurt people kind of deal. She's got this like sadistic smile on her face, like she's looking forward to that. So, I don't know. Maybe they've developed her character a little bit more. I don't really know, but it's going to be interesting to see Conquering Storm in this. Again, you get a lot of new egg bosses, especially one that looks like he's half robotic, half android, and he's looking forward to helping. Like I said, you're going to get a good diversity here, and it's going to be nice to see the interaction maybe between the characters going forward in the story arc, and see exactly how different each play off each other. And maybe we'll finally get some, because I'm not going to be surprised if they don't do something to where Nepheseus and Clove and all that, and several other egg bosses that are in the same scenario will basically kind of be exposed maybe to the fact that they don't really like Eggman, they hate him, they disdain him, and they'd rather have the Freedom Fighters beat him so they can get peace at last than be associated with him. But we'll have to find out. But again, it's a great diversity of egg bosses that they're going to bring in there. And I do like the fact that in the first part, they do acknowledge that Eggman still remembers the Genesis wave and thinks that Nog is powered down, doesn't have the power he used to because of that, but of course he's proven wrong. So I like that. I do like the fact that they got these 3 new characters they brought in. I like it. I like how one is kind of like a sort of a badass kind of character, and one's sort of he's not like a Bean character, but he's more like a mumbler or whatever. It's kind of like a talk fast kind of character. He's like a wolf, I think what he is. He's a wolf, but they call it they spell it WLAF, WULF. So I like the fact that he's kind of like gibberish, kind of speaks a lot, talks a lot, almost like a Bean, but not really. And then you got Karatina, who's a rabbit, and almost to me looks like she's a crop. Almost looks like to me like she could be related to Vanilla. I'm not lying. I mean, the way they designed her, she looks like a white albino colored version of Cream, but more of a teenage, almost 16-year-old teenage version, maybe more of a Rouge version, if you will. But that's what she looks like. And I think it'd be kind of interesting, maybe, if Ian Flynn explores the fact that perhaps in the future, after this is all said and done, after the whole story arcs, everything is done, if he explores maybe that there's a connection between Karatina, Vanilla, and Cream, and maybe even Bunny, for all we know. Because that would be interesting to see. Because like I say, you take a look at Karatina's design, and it's very similar to Cream in a sense. Almost makes her look like a teenage Cream, except she's colored white, and she's got purple and blue. She's got red and blue instead. So, it'd be really interesting to see where Ian Flynn goes with that in the future. But to me, I kind of like this. I like the fact that part 1 of Eggman's Dozen in Sonic Universe is a nice setup to the rest of the arc. And again, it does question exactly the connection of the characters and that diversity in the interaction the 8 bosses are going to have. But then you take these 3 witch carters, if you will, and you think to yourself, there's got to be more to them than just being minions of Wendy and Wendy and Walters. And you got to wonder exactly what their backgrounds are. And then, like I said, you take a look at Karatina, and it makes you question, is she connected to Vanilla, Cream, and maybe even Bunny? It makes you wonder. So, hopefully we might get an answer to that after everything's said and done. Hopefully those 3 characters are not around just for this arc in Sonic Universe. Excuse me. As far as the Knuckles and Amy Sonic Universe arc goes, as far as that arc goes, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. I mean, I like the fact that they're introducing a new character into the fray. And I like the fact that this new character almost looks like a more kidnapped version of Thrash. Just from what I've seen on the covers and stuff. So it makes me wonder if maybe he is Thrash, but he's been remade. He's been recreated as an echidna thanks to the readjustment, the remaking of the timeline, the alternating of the timeline in the world. So it makes me wonder. I mean, I know he's got a different name, but it makes me wonder if maybe this is Thrash. He's just been reborn, recreated, thanks to the alternating of the world and the time.